Take a look at this tweet here. Isn't it wonderful how we've probably seen 1,000+ players play darts on TV over the past years, but there's not one player who has exactly the same throwing style as someone else. Now, many of you would think that's true. I mean, just look at this year's Premier League lineup for example, whatever you think of it. The 8 players all have different stances, grips, throws and setups, but all play at a very high level. This is because to become a top player, you need to find what works for you and not somebody else. I mean sure, there have been amateur players try to replicate others in the past, like this funny MVG lookalike, but there's never been somebody get to a high level by copying someone else, right? Well, just look at the throw of England's Matt Paget in 2014. It's very similar, almost identical to that of the greatest player of all time, Phil the Power Taylor, who won a ridiculous 16 world titles. I mean, just look at the throws side by side. The only real difference is that Matt's left-handed, whilst Phil was right. On Matt's similarity to Phil, the commentators had this to say.
A left-hander who uses Phil Taylor darts and apparently has modelled his action on the great man.
Matt models his throw of Phil from a young age, and that's not the only interesting thing about him. The player nicknamed the Punisher also had a unique job as a bowling alley mechanic. His first notable results in the PDC came in the 2010 UK Open qualifiers, in which he managed to pick up £600 across 8 events, enough to qualify for the major in 76th place. In his PDC major debut, he managed to win 2 games, his prelim round tie against John Quantock, and in his first round match 6-5 against Jason Clark, before losing 9-2 to Wayne Jones in round 2. Around that time, he played Phil Taylor, the man he copied his throw off for the first time in the PDC, in the last 32 of a Players' Championship, his best run of that year in any PDC event, and he was beaten 6-2 by the Power. Matt's lack of deep runs in other events meant that he failed to qualify for Ali Pali through the Order of Merit, but he had a final chance at the PDPA qualifier where there would be an extra space after Russian qualifier Andrei Rashnikov withdrew. That meant that the winner of the qualifier would get a spot in round 1, with the runner-up getting a space in the prelim round, and Matt managed to qualify for Ali Pali at the last chance event, beating Mark Cox 5-3 in the semi-finals. He then lost 5-1 to Alex Rowe in the final, missing out on the chance to start in round 1. Despite that, Matt said that qualifying was the greatest moment of his life, and he was thrilled to bits and completely overwhelmed. He said he wasn't really expecting to do so well in the qualifier because he was still fairly new to the PDC, but that he couldn't wait to get onto the big stage and play on TV, which he didn't get the chance to do at the UK Open. For his opening match, he was drawn against a relative unknown in Japan's Morihiro Hashimoto, but by the end of their match, he would be an Ali Pali legend. Paget went into the game as the fairly big favourite at 1.37 compared to 2.93 for Hashimoto. Matt was using Taylor-style darts and his Taylor-style throw, which even saw him lift his eyebrow in the same way, and won the first leg on throw, but then Hashimoto levelled it up at 1-0, at which point the crowd got heavily on his side, chanting his name like this. And it was the new fan favourite who went on to win 4-2, with Matt averaging just 83. For the 2011 season, tour cards were introduced for the first time, and the top 101 players on the Order of Merit following Ali Pali automatically got one. Matt was down in 98th, so managed to just about get one. He struggled again that year, with his best run being to the last 16 of a UK Open qualifier, where he faced Phil Taylor for the second time, this time losing 6-3 to the Power. That result got him back to the UK Open, where he lost away from the main stage again, this time 4-3 in round 1 to speedy qualifier Craig Mucklow. He then hardly won any more games for the rest of the season, and lost 6-3 to Phil Taylor again at an Austrian Players' Championship event, in a game which actually took place on a stage in front of thousands of Austrians, and in which Phil averaged almost 107. The poor results meant that he failed to make it to Ali Pali again, and finished the year ranked 80th, which meant that he lost his tour card, as it was only for 1 year at the start. He was unsuccessful winning it back at Q School in both 2012 and 13, and it looked like his dream to be around the best in the world like Phil Taylor was over, but in 2013 he managed to qualify for the UK Open for a third time, and at the final edition in Bolton he managed to win his first 3 games, beating David Copley, Colin Fowler and now top seniors player Richie Howson, before losing to the highly ranked Brendan Dolan. Then in his third attempt at Q School, at the start of 2014, Padgett managed to win a tour card outright on day 3, securing a 2-year return to the tour, in which he said he wanted to make a big impact. He managed to make a good start back on tour by qualifying for the first Euro Tour of the year, the German Darts Championship. It was at this event that Matt's similarity to Phil became so clear, and he was using Taylor-style darts again. However, he struggled to perform like Phil, as he averaged just 79 and lost 6-1 to Dean Stanley. After that, he failed to make any more Euro Tours in the rest of 2014 and the whole of 2015, with his best run in any event being a last 16 in the Players' Championship, which he began with a great 6-4 win over Taylor's former protege and 2-time world champ Adrian Lewis. Another standout result for him came at the 2015 UK Open, where he managed to beat Gerwyn Price in the prelim round as a 3-1 outsider. The poor 2 years meant that he finished 2015 ranked 113th, and so fell off of the tour for a second time, but he did have some success in 2016 as he managed to win a title on the PDC Challenge Tour, where he beat Lee Evans in a decider. In 2018, he also secured a return to the big stage, winning through a UK qualifier for the European Darts Grand Prix, in which he was a 5-1 outsider for his first round game against Dimitri Van den Berg. At this point, the throw was so similar, and Matt managed to get a big upset 6-4 win, his first Euro Tour and stage win in the PDC. He was an even bigger outsider at 6-1 for his round 2 game against Dave Chisnall, but he managed to take out 65 on the ball to go 5-4 up. He then missed a match start at double 19 from 155 in the following leg, allowing Chizzy to force a decider, in which Matt missed a big 12 on 81, denying himself a match start and allowing Chizzy to get the win. Later on in that summer, he managed to qualify for the Gibraltar Darts Trophy, where in round 1 he missed a match start at the ball from 130 against Mike De Decker before losing in a deciding leg in which he had the throw. Since then, we haven't seen him on a big stage again, and he's failed to make it through Q-School 5 times, most recently in 2023, where he had some disappointing averages, including one of just 56. However, just a few days ago, he managed to put in an average of 100 in a local event, showing he may be on the way back, but it seems that he's ditched the Taylor throw, according to his Facebook, after struggling with it and the release in 2022, and he now has a new one that he feels he needs to practice more. So, will we ever see a real top pro who's replicating someone else? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Also, if there's only 2 players on tour right now that you think have similar throws, let me know. And if you enjoy this video, please don't forget to subscribe, as it really helps the channel out, and currently, just 15% of my viewers are. You can also hit the bell icon if you want to get notified whenever I upload a brand new darts video. Please also leave a like if you enjoy this style of video, and you can comment down below giving me any video ideas you want to see me make. Thanks for watching.